Breaking news! Something is happening inside the Baltimore Ravens organization, and it's not just about winning games. There's a storm brewing beneath the surface. Questions the front office doesn't want to answer. Tension bubbling up between what the fans see and what the team says. From questionable player usage to decisions that could cost this team everything when it matters most. And this week, it might be the turning point of the entire season. But before we move on, make sure you hit that like button if you're a true Ravens fan. It's always amazing to see fans of all ages supporting this team. And if you feel like it, comment, "Go Ravens," so we know you're riding with the flock through every high and low. Now let's get into the story. The Ravens started the season 1-5. Most teams, most franchises, would fold under that kind of pressure. But not Baltimore. This team dug deep, really deep. And now, they've rattled off key wins, taken advantage of missteps by their AFC North rivals, and are in pole position. And if the season ended today, the Ravens wouldn't just be in the playoffs, they'd be hosting a playoff game. That's not just a comeback. That's a statement. Still, let's not sugarcoat it. These wins haven't exactly been pretty. The offense has looked rough. Fans are frustrated. Lamar Jackson, once the most dynamic weapon in the league, looks like a shadow of his former self. And that's not just speculation. Multiple fans and analysts agree something's not right. Derek W. hit the nail on the head when he said Lamar literally looks like a shell of himself. He's not running like we're used to. He's not extending plays. And the lower body injuries? They're real, whether the team admits it or not. And what's making matters worse? The offensive line. Or should we say, the lack thereof. Ronnie Stanley has become the poster child for fan frustration. Poor protection, missed assignments, and a general sense that he just can't keep up anymore. Derek didn't hold back. He straight up said, "Number 79, it's been real, but you got to go." And he's not alone. Gerald's had enough of number 77. The trenches, once the Ravens' bedrock, are now their biggest liability. Yet somehow, through the chaos, the Ravens keep winning. That's thanks, in large part, to a defense that is starting to earn serious respect. Names like Draymond Jones are emerging as critical contributors. Kyle Hamilton? He's not just a rising star. Some fans are starting to whisper that he might be nearly as important as Lamar Jackson himself. That's high praise, and it might not be too far off. When Hamilton is off, the defense feels it. When he's on, game changer. But let's circle back to Lamar. There's real debate happening in the fan base right now. Should the Ravens continue to scale back his rushing attempts to keep him healthy for the playoffs? Or is the offense simply too dependent on his legs to function? Omar N. brought up a crucial point. Yes, Lamar can run, but at what cost? Extra hits, more injuries. And in a season where the Ravens actually have a shot, can they afford to lose their most valuable player to overuse? It's not an easy call. And it gets even harder when you consider the schedule ahead. 2 games against the Bengals, 2 against the Steelers, showdowns with the Packers and Patriots. This is where playoff teams are forged and pretenders get exposed. Every game matters. Every snap. Every decision. And speaking of the Bengals, Joe Burrow is back. According to Zach Taylor, Burrow is set to play Thursday night against the Ravens. You know what that means. It's on. Baltimore welcomes Burrow back to M&T Bank Stadium, hopefully with open arms ready to bring him down hard. But don't think this game will be a cakewalk. Even with T. Higgins and Trey Hendrickson ruled out, the Bengals are still dangerous. This is a test. A big one. Meanwhile, former Ravens kicker Justin Tucker, who served a 10-game suspension, is reportedly getting a workout with the Saints. That's right, JT might be suiting up again soon, though not in purple and black. It's a weird sight to even imagine. And while it doesn't directly affect Baltimore right now, it's a reminder of just how quickly the landscape can change in the NFL. Inside the Ravens locker room, players and fans alike are fired up, but the focus is clear. Keep grinding. Jason P. said it best. Take care of business and win the division. That's the mission. No distractions. No excuses. There's a lot to be excited about. Keaton Mitchell continues to draw comparisons to Titans legend Chris Johnson. Fans want more of him. TZ Walker? When he's on the field, he makes big-time catches. But these guys need touches. Playmakers need to make plays, and it's up to the coaching staff to make sure they get the chance. Still, concerns linger. Red zone inefficiency. A lack of explosive plays. Too many drives that stall out. As Gerald pointed out, we haven't scored 30 in weeks. And in today's NFL, that's a problem. Yes, the defense is stepping up. Yes, the team is finding ways to win. But how long can they keep it up without the offense pulling its weight? And here's where things start to get even more interesting. The Ravens are in a position of power, but the pressure has never been higher. With the playoffs looming, every flaw gets magnified, every strength gets tested. And while the record might show a team on the rise, the eye test says something a little different. The Ravens are winning, yes, but are they dominating? Are they controlling games? Or are they simply doing just enough to scrape by? Let's not forget, this is a team that started off looking like it couldn't get out of its own way. Mental mistakes, blown assignments, and questionable play calling plagued them early on. And while things have stabilized, many fans still feel like the offense is sleepwalking. Lamar Jackson, for all his brilliance, hasn't looked like himself. Whether it's lingering injuries or Todd Monken's cautious play-calling approach, the offense has lacked rhythm. Gerald was spot on when he said, even against the New York Jets, the offensive line needs to have a change. And that wasn't just hyperbole, fans are seeing it week after week. The run game, once the bedrock of this team, has become a patchwork effort. And while Keaton Mitchell offers flashes of elite speed and playmaking ability, he's not getting the touches he needs to truly break out. Same with Derrick Henry in the passing game. His skill set is being underutilized, and that's frustrating fans who see the potential being left on the table. Meanwhile, TZ Walker continues to make the most of every opportunity, but it's clear he's not being featured nearly enough. The message from the fans is clear. Let your playmakers make plays. And then there's the tight end situation. With Mark Andrews a pending free agent and Charlie Kolar's future uncertain, there's growing chatter about Isaiah Likely. If the Ravens let him walk, what's next? High Ground posed the question. Should they look to the draft for a replacement? He mentioned Kenyon Sutty out of Oregon, an athletic, route-running tight end who could fill that void. But if they don't act fast, a team like the Chiefs could snatch him up and turn him into their next star. It's not just about filling a gap. It's about staying ahead of the competition. Still, it's not all doom and gloom. The defense is showing real signs of growth. Players like Draymond Jones and Kyle Hamilton are making names for themselves. The secondary is tightening up, and the pass rush, while not elite, is improving. Most importantly, the team is showing resilience. They've been down early in every game since the bye, and every time, they've responded. That speaks volumes about the mental toughness in the locker room. But that toughness is going to be tested in a big way this Thursday. Joe Burrow's return changes the dynamic of this Bengals matchup entirely. He may not be 100%, but even at 80%, Burrow is dangerous. And while T. Higgins and Trey Hendrickson being rolled out gives the Ravens an edge, make no mistake, this is still a heavyweight fight. If Baltimore lets up for even a moment, Cincinnati could steal a game that has massive implications for the playoff race. It's not just about beating the Bengals. It's about sending a message to the division, a message to the conference, and maybe most importantly, a message to themselves that they're not just here to participate. They're here to contend. Because the truth is, the margin for error is razor thin. The Steelers are lurking. The Browns, despite their inconsistencies, can still cause problems. And the Ravens? Well, they're sitting on the edge of greatness or collapse. One wrong step, one bad game, and all the momentum they've built could vanish. Which brings us back to Lamar. He's the heartbeat of this team. And right now, he doesn't look right. Fans know it. Analysts know it. The coaches know it. So the question is, what do they do about it? Do they keep riding him hard, hoping he can push through? Or do they dial it back and trust the rest of the team to carry the load until he's healthy? And more importantly, can they afford to take that risk? That's the million-dollar question. Because while it's easy to get caught up in the wins and the standings, what matters most is what this team will look like in January. If Lamar's legs aren't fully back, if the offensive line can't hold up, if the receivers aren't making plays, then this playoff berth might be short-lived. But there's still time. Time to clean things up. Time to get healthy. Time to get hot. So what do you think, Ravens fans? Should the Ravens take a conservative approach with Lamar the rest of the way, or go all in now while they've got control of the division?